Welcome to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Naomi Banks, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Naomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Well, you've come to the right place. Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support your every step on the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune in to the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Season of Self-Love. It is Tuesday, November 14, 2023, and I am your host, Naomi Banks, and I want to welcome you back. Yesterday's show was, it was good. It was really, it put a little fire in myself. Us talking about, having courage and standing in our power. Yes. But today we're not going to be so serious today. I want to talk a little bit about hobbies. Hobbies, yes. We're going to talk about finding your power in hobbies. What does that look like, Naomi? Finding your power in hobbies? Yes. Finding your power in hobbies. More of nurturing your passion and finding the joy and the fulfillment in it, in your hobbies. Hobbies are more just than activities. They fill our spare time. They are vital to our personal growth and well-being. And I found that immersing myself in my hobbies has been like discovering secret rooms within my own house, revealing parts of myself that I never knew existed. It gives us a chance to explore new worlds and a way to express what we can't always put into words. The benefits of engaging in hobbies are profound. They are our own personal sanctuaries for stress relief, where the only deadline that exists are the ones we set for ourselves. Hobbies ignite our creativity, often leading the domino effect of inspiration in other areas of our lives. And let's not forget the joy of learning new skills, which can boost our confidence and give us a sense of accomplishments. It's all about understanding your passion and your interests. And if you are standing at a crossroads and unsure on which path to take to find your passion, just start with a simple step. Curiosity, and follow it. Try different activities, even those that might seem out of character. It's through the exploration, this openness to new experiences that we'll often stumble upon our true interests. And remember, it's okay to have it all figured out. Because I've dabbled in everything from painting to coding to balloon sculpting to jewelry making, writing. Man, but it has taught me something valuable. It all has, and it's all about the journey of your discovery. And choosing the right hobby is about selecting a hobby that is deeply personal choice and should resonate with your interests and personality. It's important to choose something that feels like play and not work. A hobby that brings you joy and challenges you in allowing for personal growth. With that is the hobby to stick with. For me, finding a hobby that felt like home to me, like it was less about what I was doing and more about the joy it brought me. That's the magic of that right hobby. And it should feel like a piece of you that just fits in. For me, I have several hobbies that I love to do. And if I can choose and say, which one is your favorite? Writing. Writing. Writing is one of my favorites. And honestly, I believe writing was my very first hobby as a little girl. I can't say sports, because I did that for, to win something, whether it was a game or, competition or something like that. But for me, writing as a little girl, it helped me escape. It did. It put me, it just put me in a whole nother world. And drawing too. And it's so funny because I haven't drawn anything in a long, long time. In a long time. But writing. It's sometimes when I write, especially if I'm writing a screenplay or something, I will get lost in it. Literally, I will get lost in it. And as I'm writing, I'll be cracking up laughing at, of what I just wrote, because I can visualize it in my head, whether it's a movie or a book. I can visualize the whole thing in my head. And when I'm done with it, I just get this boost of satisfaction, like, yes, I did that, like I accomplished that. And it feels so good. It does. I mean, and let me tell you something. So I've been writing, when I say this, you're going to laugh. I've been writing my biography since I was maybe 10 years old. I probably have started writing it at least 1,000 times. And I'm going to have to ask my mom, do she still have those copies that I had written? And then I used to type on her little old typing machine. I used to type, some stuff there. And, just write my life story on what I thought it was. And actually, when I'm sitting here talking to you right now, I was literally talking and speaking, manifesting, visualizing, things when I was writing. And that's what I do now when I write. That is what I do right now. I just had to share that with you all. But I know over time, and I'm going to speak about this too, about making time for your hobbies. Over time, I worked so much, I wasn't able to write a lot. And probably in a time where I started in the industry, in the adult industry, I had actually stopped writing. Because before then, I was writing screenplays. I was writing scripts. And when I decided to get into the adult industry, I was no longer writing, because my focus was more now on creating revenue, working to make money. And so I didn't have time. I didn't make time to do that, which is important. But what I have learned over the years is that we have to make time for those hobbies. Man, we have to make time for those hobbies, because like I mentioned before, hobbies help ground me. It does, because I am able to escape the reality that's happening around me. I can put my energy in something that is so creative. And I'm sorry, it might sound selfish, but it's mine. I don't have to share that time or that moment with anybody. Whether I'm doing it for 30 minutes to an hour to 2 to 3 hours. That is time that I've set aside for myself to do and create something that I love. That's a part of that self-care that we don't take time for. Usually when you say self-care, it takes some time out. People think, oh, well, let's go out to dinner, or, go to the spa, or take time. Sometimes it's about being creative, doing things that you love, things that fuel your soul. And you know what, honestly, having a hobby is not always a solo thing. It's not always, you can find a group that, like interests. You know what I'm saying? I know one of my good girlfriends, she does line dancing. So she's now a part of this line dancing group that they travel around Chicago and do different, functions because that's what she loves to dance. And so that's something that gives her the time that she just is just her. Even though she's around a group of people, that they have like-minded things. Maybe that's something that that you can do too, with trying to find your passion in your hobby. Now, you heard me say early on that I have multiple of hobbies. And it's like, well, how can you balance all of that, Naomi? How can you balance that all? Can I be honest? It's just if I feel something that day, that's what I do. I kid you not. If I feel something that day, I would do it, especially if it put me in a peace of mind. So I know what writing does for me. Writing gives me this bolt of energy and creativity, and it's amazing. But let me be honest too. Sometimes, depending on what I'm writing, it could be very daunting on me as well. But it's enjoyable. And I don't know, how can it be daunting and enjoyable at the same time? Depending on what it is, it can pull an emotional string. So if it's something that I want to be happy and just, full of vibrant and light, I'll do something fun like the balloons. Or I will do, make the earrings. So in that part, I will find balance in that, knowing, okay, what is it that I need right now? What type of energy do I need right now? And that helps me to balance, to understand which hobby that I need to do today, or whether it's reading. Do I need some inspiration and motivation? And let me tell you another one of my motivations is watching movies. But not only that, watching mob gangster movies. If I feel like I'm at a roadblock on just a situation that I'm working on, I would literally sit down and watch Godfather. And I'm laughing at this because, like, really? Yes, I'll watch Godfather or Scarface or The Untouchables. Or, like, when I say this, it motivates me. I don't know if that's the Chicago in me or what, but it motivates me, and I'm up. And I'm like, okay, I've watched that. I've taken a day to watch that, and then I'm up and going. And even regular, just independent films, it gets me motivated. It does. It does. So when that balancing, we got to make sure, and I'm guilty of it, to make sure that I set boundaries for myself with it. Because let me tell you something. I remember when I had just started doing the jewelry probably about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. And I was just making them, taking pictures, sending them to my family. And my family quickly said, oh, you need to sell those. You need to sell those. And I'm like, somebody tell me you can make some money off of something. I'm like, I get a little hot. Really? Maybe I can. But then what it did for me, it took the joy away from it. So let me tell y'all what I did, and I'm going to be very honest. When I heard that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pray on it. I'm gonna get a sign for it. Whatever. And I created a website. I created an Instagram page. I went in LLC. Like I did it all. Took the whole thing, made a whole business out of it. And then what I felt is that when I started making jewelry, I started getting anxiety because I was no longer making it for myself. That I was making it for purchase, for someone to purchase, for the consumers. So now I had to make it perfect. And so when I felt that anxiety and that pressure that I was putting on myself, I had stopped making earrings. I stopped creating them altogether. I think I stopped for like maybe 6 months. And then I gradually started back doing them. Probably about 3 months ago. doing earrings here, an earring there, an earring here, an earring there. And now I'm doing them more often. And it's helping me. But I'm going to laugh at myself right now. But now I'm getting ready to start launching them as revenue. Yes, I'm getting ready to open it up and start selling it again. But this time I'm more confident in what I'm doing. And I truly do I enjoyed it then, but I truly do enjoy it, so that I'm not putting that much pressure on me. Because now I know who I am. I am a serial entrepreneur. And it is nothing wrong with me with having multiple streams of income coming in. And can I just make it my hobby again? Yes, I can. I can. But now I know my boundaries. So when doing that, and you know, and let me tell you something, I was guilty of that too. When I see like one of my girls, they doing something and I'm like, girl, you know, you can make some money from that. And then I had to check myself and say, wait, hold on. Because you do the balloon stuff. I do the balloon, the party stuff, and everybody, you need to open up you an event space, a place. I'm like, nah, because this gives me joy. This help relaxes me. And once I start to bring another entity in there, then it becomes stressful. It becomes stressful. But when I finish those earrings, or when I finish that writing, that ebook, that journal, or that script, when I finish that shirt or that lingerie outfit, when I say I celebrate, I celebrate. I send it to all my closest family members. Sometimes I even post it on Instagram. And you know what's another one of my favorites? Is food, is cooking. Yes, cooking. I love to cook. I love to cook. But I got to be in the kitchen by myself. I can't have nobody else in the kitchen with me. I don't need no other energy. If you my sous chef, you on the other side of the counter, cutting up what I need. But yeah. So let me say this to you all. It's very, very important to find that passion, that hobby that allows you to find your joy. And it's very important to nurture it. It's very important to nurture it. Take your time and find it. Like I said, take it one simple step, and it's the curiosity. Think of something that you always wanted to do and try it. You don't have to share it with anybody. Just try it. Because trust and believe, sometimes you need to come away from those things that you do every day. Come out of that autopilot and find something that sparks you, that fuels your soul. I get this message all the time, says deep replenish. Do something that fuels your soul, that makes you whole. Because let me tell you something. You can't help but give to anyone if your cup is half full. So if you can use hobbies, another outlet of creativity, or whatever it is that you do with your hobby, because hobby could be fishing, could be anything. But use that as fueling you. So then when it's time that you have that energy to give to others. So again, I thank you all. I told y'all it was going to be fun, but it's short. It was short today. Very, very short show today. Very short today. I just want to let y'all know what the importance of hobbies is. And that's something that I truly had to tell myself. Man. And can I be honest? Going back to my hobbies and even creating new hobbies, it truly helped save my life. Because I was having real bad anxiety attacks at a moment. They wasn't good. And it was all because I was trying to be perfect. I was trying to do it all and wasn't taking time out for myself. And wasn't taking time out to cultivate the creativity that was like build up in me. So now I do it. Dance. Everything. And I literally take time for it now. I do. So again, I thank you for sharing this space with me and just listening to me every morning here. And I hope that you get something out of today's show. Think about yourself. Nurture those hobbies. Find your passion within it. And trust and believe when you find your passion in that and you're able to get in, then you will find your passion and your purpose in life. So again, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. If you have any questions or would like to connect with us, you can follow us on social media. Just search for the Season of Self-Love on Instagram. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to email us at elevateme9999@gmail.com. And remember, you are worthy of love, growth, and happiness. So keep shining bright, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Season of Self-Love. Be good to one another and yourselves, and always keep it sexy. Send the light, love, and prayers.